Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here as always. Today we have Rob and Josh from the blockchain game Cornucopias. We're going to talk all about this today in the blockchain gaming world, everyone's favorite topic these days. So Rob, Josh, thanks for being here.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. No worries. What I would love to do right up front is just get quick intros from both of you. Rob, if you want to kick it off, that would be great.
Yeah, my name's Rob. I'm the CEO of Cornucopias. I started programming when I was about 12 on the spectrum. Can now code in about 12 different languages. I've worked for many companies, corporates, and contracting myself. I've been into cryptocurrency since about 2017. I've always been drawn to the Cardano network, and I was one of the original 50 that were invited to be part of Project Catalyst back in August 2020. I think I met Josh earlier this year when he interviewed me for his channel, Cardano Chats. We got on really well, and at that time I was researching into the game. I've been researching that since the start of the year, about January. And then when I met Josh, I mean, we just clicked so well, and I just knew that we could he was the missing piece to the puzzle, and we could go on and build the game together. And that's kind of my intro.
Amazing. And I think that's as good an intro as any for Josh. You want to give your background as well?
Yeah, sure, man. I've been an entrepreneur for, probably a little over 25 years. So very immersed in the startup space, bootstrapping companies. That's what I love, is turning something taking something from nothing and concept and building something out of it, and really getting to create and strategize. And so that's a huge part of what I bring to the project in terms of CMO. That's my role with Cornucopias. I'm the chief marketing officer. I cannot code or develop in 12 different languages. I might be able to do a little snippet of HTML here and there, but Rob's got that. We've got a good match in terms of his skill sets versus mine, and we've got a pretty awesome vision with this project and where we're headed. I'm incredibly passionate about the blockchain space. Have been partially through a disenfranchisement with I've never been content with our existing monetary policies around the world, and blockchain I see is a great solution for that. But yeah, it's pretty exciting to be working on this project together. It's been amazing. It's been a incredibly fast moving in the last 2 months. It's daily things change. It's
Yeah.
pretty exciting. Yeah.
No doubt. I mean, that's the way of the crypto space is you wake up one day and everything's changed. So for someone who maybe has no idea about what Cornucopias is all about, could one of you guys give the introduction, the elevator pitch? What is it, and what can folks expect?
Yeah, absolutely. So Cornucopias is a metaverse NFT based game, and it's got multiple zones. So we've got the Age of the Samurai, we've got farm life, we've got an urban adventure. There's a variety of different elements and different themes in those zones that are going to be very unique. So you can explore this world. It's going to be bridging in elements from the real world as well. So for example, in the urban adventure, you might find an NFT mall where you could explore all sorts of different NFT marketplaces. There's going to be a bridge to the real world in terms of one example is an existing partner that we're talking to right now with the European European Business University. So we've got a partnership with them where you're going to be able to go to their castle within our metaverse. And the reason they're in a castle is because their actual university is in a castle. So we're building a castle in the metaverse where you'll be incentivized to learn in a variety of ways. They're going to offer blockchain courses, stuff like that. So there's going to be gamification of education, but there's also going to be mini games throughout. So as you're exploring the lands and exploring the farms and the houses and the commercial developments, et cetera, you'll find different places where you can play mini games. And some of those are a tribute to the past, like old games that we know about. You can see those on our YouTube channel. We've already developed several mini games. So it's pretty exciting what you'll be able to do. And, additionally, I'm trying to be as concise as I can, but there's a element of an economy within the game. And there's a play to earn feature. So players are incentivized, and you also earn your character. You earn and own your character. So you can buy your character, you can buy land, etc.
Got it. Got it. And so this is sort of taking a lot of the different components of metaverses and blockchain games that have been starting to garner some popularity and sort of putting them into one package where people can really kind of roll their own way and find the features and things that they really like to do in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
absolutely. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a game that can be used by any player. So if you like farming games, there's a farming section for you. If you just want to come on and jump into casual gaming, you can do that with the mini games. If you're really creative, you can build your own NFTs. And if you're just in there just to purely make money, you might as well do it while you're playing games as well.
Awesome. Rob, I want to kind of stay with you here to follow up on this. From a technical perspective, building a game on Cardano, I think a lot of people right now, having just at the time of recording, just recently moved into the Goguen era, right, with smart contracts. What is the main differentiator? What drove you to pick Cardano, and what are some of the positives and negatives of building on it?
Yeah, I want to build a game that will be here forever and is sustainable, and a game that will grow as the community grows. And everything to do with our game, the community is at the heart of it. Cardano, for me, has an unbelievable community. And the scalability of the project. I mean, it's very easy to judge Cardano where it is today because smart contracts only came out a few days ago. But if you want to judge Cardano, judge where it is in a year from now. Everything that's been built over the last 3-4 years has been built on this solid foundation, and nobody understands, unless you've been in the community and within Cardano and studied the papers for the last year, last few years, like I have, you won't understand what's coming. We have Hydra, which is coming, which will offer us 1 million transactions per second, which is what you need when you're building a game at this scale. We have a huge community, and then the community is not just people that are following, but people that are building on the project. If we look at Project Catalyst, which is where I came from, this is the biggest growing DAO, decentralized community, funded by the Cardano network of all the blockchains. This current fund is up to $4 million. So every 5 or 6 weeks, an extra amount of money is put into developers. And these developers don't have to be companies. That it's aimed at people, that are just tinkering, playing in your bedroom. And eventually, you have the dream there where you could go on and build your own large game like we're hoping to do.
That's amazing. Yeah, the treasury system and what's kind of developing on top of that with, hopefully in the coming phases, right, full on-chain governance of that fund. That's the vision, right? That's the sort of the end state that a lot of layer ones are trying to get to. And so go ahead, Jeff.
I would add one more thing. Sorry to interrupt you, Hashoshi. The on-chain governance aspect of it that, Cardano's Charles has emphasized many times that some of these features that Cardano has for its governance, they're going to be passing along to dApps and other projects as part of what they offer. And we do have an intent to gradually decentralize and turn governance over to the community so they can direct where this game goes, et cetera. And so that's another feature that's attractive to us about Cardano. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. That's really important to note because a lot of games and a lot of NFT projects right now, I think, are contending with that exact question. How not only do we want to, and most of the time the answer is yes, but how do we do that? And how do we do that in a way that doesn't erode the value prop of what we've built so far and doesn't destabilize an in-game economy? It's not easy to do. It's not a trivial thing to do. So if you have tools in place and the community already knows what to do, their wallets are already compatible with governance functions, it becomes way easier to do. So that is a great thing to point out. Yeah. And Josh, from your perspective, how has it been different approaching a game from an ecosystem that's sort of been growing and developing rapidly, where maybe not everything is in place, starting to build this before Goguen and smart contracts and everything were in place? From a community perspective, how do you communicate that value and what you're trying to build?
I'm not certain I understand the question. You mind say
Yeah,
that again?
sure. So from the perspective of being in a very nascent space in Cardano, something that's very new and where there's a community in place, but maybe not all the tools are there. You know, there's a while to go before they're going to have a tangible product. How
Yeah,
does that change
gotcha.
your approach and your strategy in designing and
Sure.
building and sharing it out to the community?
Yeah, well, partially it involves us, taking a strategy with a community of number one, we are going to be blockchain agnostic. We're launching on Cardano for a reason, and that's because we love the platform and we do see it as the long-term approach.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is the MVP of our game is we're going to be planning to launch in the second quarter, potentially. I don't want to get too specific of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we're planning to go to market. So a lot of the functionality in terms of smart contracts and issues that we've got to resolve, we've got a good window there to really start developing and working through some of those. The other
Mm-hmm.
thing I would say is that NFT functionality with Cardano has been around for quite a while. I mean, some of the first NFTs were sold, I believe, last November,
Mm-hmm.
of 2020. I'm pretty sure somewhere around there. It was quite. It's so the NFT functionality is there, and Rob is a master of building and reading the blockchain. He's already built a significant back-end NFT architecture for what we're doing. He's able to read the Cardano blockchain. He's utilizing the BlockFi. Is it BlockFi, Rob? Is that the BlockFrost API? BlockFrost. Sorry, BlockFrost API. He's utilizing that in a variety of ways to bridge in NFT data and push data to the IPFS so that we've got decentralized images representing our NFTs so that they're never going anywhere because it's on a decentralized server. So he's already built this back-end architecture. So a lot of those challenges are being solved with what we already have. And then with what's coming, thankfully, I believe that's going to progress quickly and put us in a position of having all the solutions we need when we need them.
Yeah,
Makes
we're
sense.
building the application very agile. So we will be producing regular content, and we will introduce all these separate components as we're building along. So we'll be building a web version, a mobile version, the Unreal version, and as smart contracts, they'll probably go through a couple of updates as with every new system. But we'll be working really heavily with the community, and community in our game is at the heart of Cardano, is at the heart of our game as well. And when we found a way that we'll be able to pull in the majority of NFT projects that are already building on Cardano, will be able to show their projects within our game. They will either be able to present them on our characters, because our characters will be able to show badges and backpacks. So we'll be able to expand the partner network and show them in there, or we'll be able to actually build within the community itself. I mean, one of the amazing things that's coming on Cardano, which is not there at the moment, is the Matala Prism, which is the identification. You don't get this on any other network whatsoever. And again, because we're building it agile, we can pull this in when it's ready. So we will be able to have, for example, age restrictions within our game. We will know how old each individual person, completely anonymous, but we'll only be able to get the information that shows us their age, for example. So we'll be able to hide some of the content maybe from certain players, and you'll only get that on the Cardano network. And it's such an important feature, especially when you're going decentralized, because you don't know who your games are going to be. Who your players are going to be, or the ages. We'll be able to bring in native currencies. So everybody that's building their own native currencies at the moment, they'll be able to use them. We'll be able to partner up and find a way to get in there. But with the NFTs, I just think it's just going to be an amazing space for the community to come together and start working together on one shared project.
Yeah,
Most definitely. And it is one of the things that I think is missing right now from the Cardano space, and it has been filled, this void has been filled in some ways by, services that exist today, CNFT, et cetera, marketplaces. Is part of Cornucopia is going to be putting together a sort of a marketplace function for these NFTs?
Yes, absolutely. And we're not just talking about having a marketplace in game. It would also be an out of game marketplace. So one of my goals in CMO role is to have hundreds of NFT partners that we work with and quality partners, right? So we want to bring curated, solid content onto the game platform itself to create this virtual experience where somebody can explore. I referenced it before, the NFT mall. They can go into all of these different shops and explore the different NFT malls. We're actually talking to a pretty well-known artist that's connected to Charles Hoskinson. Rob and I had a chat with him the other day about showcasing some of his work as well. And so we're really looking to bring that into the game. But additionally, we're going to have a third-party marketplace externally that makes it easier for those to buy and sell their NFTs out of game, where we could bring in other NFT providers as well. That's part of the vision, but that's going to be a little later phase. So
yeah, we're not just electronic digital in here. We're working with real life commercial partners as well. So your big chain stores will be able to have a presence within our city and be able to sell their physical goods, and we will be able to deliver them to people's physical houses. So we've got a really good mixture of digital and traditional commerce and what I call B-commerce, which is blockchain e-commerce going on within the whole metaverse.
And bridging the physical and digital world is definitely a challenge that I feel has not quite been met yet and in this space. And there have been games in the past, not based on blockchain, who have started to try and do this. What is your approach from an in-game experience perspective to do that, looking at volumetric scans of products and creating storefronts in game and that sort of thing?
Well, it'll be exactly like that. We will be able to display marketplaces for NFTs, and those marketplaces look almost identical to marketplaces like Amazon. So it'll be exactly the same. People will be able to upload their products. We'll have full interface. We have found a way to connect WooCommerce to the blockchain. Even though WooCommerce knows nothing about the blockchain knows nothing about WooCommerce. We have wrote a system that connects those two together, and the same enterprise solution that we've developed can also connect with Salesforce or any other commercial product. So all these commercial companies, whether they're shops or whether it's ticketing, or you will even be able to stream videos in there or have live events go on. All these different communities and different themes and different categories of commerce will be able to communicate within the same interface. The technology is really, really powerful, and it's built on the Unreal 5 engine. We're also connecting APIs to all kinds of different systems. The blockchain is really, really fast. It's an absolute perfect storm to build this type of metaverse.
Amazing. So I had a question, and this is something that the community is asking all the time, and I think the more different perspectives and takes that they can get, I think the better folks understand. I've talked about it, others have talked about it, sort of this, the concurrency versus parallelization and the performance of smart contracts on Cardano for a game needs high throughput. You need things to perform. What's your take on that from a technical perspective, Rob, for folks that are watching? Have you experienced Cardano being performant in these cases?
There's been a lot of FUD over the last few weeks. I know that smart contracts have come out, but in reality, that's not how it happens. We have Hydra coming, which is obviously 1 million transactions per second. When we actually go live and start transacting, there'll be a lot of off-chain activity that happens. We're building decentralized nodes. So if we were to do every single transaction on the blockchain, if you were to do that on Ethereum, obviously it'd cost you $100 a transaction, so that wouldn't happen. Yeah. But even if you were to do it on Cardano, which has got really, really low fees, if you've got 1 million players and you're saving your game every 3 or 4 minutes, that will quickly add up. So you have to look at an off-chain solution. Yeah. But the normal off-chain solution is by using decentralized nodes. So we're not only building on Unreal Engine 5, we're not only building on the Cardano network, we're also utilizing the .NET network, which is a tried and trusted global enterprise solution. So we'll be building distributed nodes. You could call it off-chain transacting. So the game will interact with all these decentralized nodes. It will come together within Unreal. The Unreal Engine, we're building a launcher actually on the desktop. So the Unreal Engine will actually think all the activities happening local, where in the background, the launcher will be doing all the heavy lifting. We'll be able to pull in all these assets and everything that the users and the community have been creating. We'll be able to pull them down in real time, and the Unreal Engine just thinks everything's just happening locally, as if the game's already been, nothing's changing. It will just all happening. It'll be like magic. It will be unreal and it will be epic.
Beautiful. Yeah, well, we might have to. We'll schedule another session, Rob, to go into the whiteboard and sketch this all out for folks that are interested. There's always people who are like, let's go deeper. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. You know, we did a deep dive on some of this stuff, Rob and I, the other day, and I think that's a good idea, Hashoshi, that to really dig into some of what we're doing on the back end, because Rob's got some brilliant solutions. He just let a big one out of the bag. And that's an exciting one, because what it enables us to do is just massive. But
we touched on it on the white paper, but the white paper will obviously evolve. Just like Cardano, we're taking things in steps. So we have a big picture view, and then the challenge over the next year is to build the team, put the technology together, do our experiments, see what works within the team, see what doesn't work, and then build our white paper up, and then actually go to market, rather than build it fast and put it out there and it breaks and the whole chain comes down, or our decentralized node. We're not going down that route at all. We're going to take the tried and trusted Cardano route of plan, build, test, and then we'll only release when we're 100% happy with it.
That's the way to go. Make sure it works for the folks that are going to invest their hard-earned ADA and other assets into the mix. So last place, being mindful of time here. You know, you mentioned general timeline. We're looking maybe Q2 22. What are some other ways that folks can get engaged now in the shorter term as the lead up goes? Maybe other events, NFT related announcements. Just want to give folks an opportunity to interact with you on socials.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a variety of ways, but definitely, I don't know if you're able to post our all of our channels on the YouTube description. That would be great. But yeah, we're going to be moving towards some public land sales eventually. So there's a lot we've got to figure out for that. So that's coming, and also NFT character sales as well. So some of that will be happening over the next 6 months, without a doubt.
Fantastic.
We're building a web version, so it will be a mini scaled down version that will come out in Q1, and then we will have regular updates in Q2, Q3, Q4. The game will come out, but the game we'll start off with an alpha version, a beta version, then we'll have a full version, but that's not necessarily going to be the full game. That again will probably be built over the following year after that. So we may have a 2 to 3 year build, but there's so much that we want to put into this, and then the final step will be to put everything decentralized. So the game itself, it's hugely ambitious. There's lots of steps to it. We're going to bring out regular content, and what you see on day one is not going to be the same as you see in 2-3 years either. The game will expand and expand and expand.
Amazing. So folks, if you have ideas, you have questions, you have thoughts, please leave them in the comments below. I'll share them with Rob and Josh. And make sure you watch the socials. Make sure you're aware of when the different sales are going on, when the game starts to come out, so you can give it a try if you're interested in doing so. So Rob, Josh, thanks so much for being here on the show.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks very much. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. No worries. And for those who are watching, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, cheers.